Hello, Jim Murphy for Elite Style Massage. So today I'm going to do a little product review, not specifically on one brand, but a product that I think is good for your bodies. Now, I'm not normally a massive fan of self-massage type things. You know, I'm a massage therapist. I do soft tissue and remedial massage therapy. So I, really do some good work with my clients. I have regular treatment myself and I get great results seeing the guy that treats me. He's been treating me for about 8 years. So I do see these things pop up all the time that promise to release muscles and, promise to really give you an amazing bit of relief for the body. So sometimes I'll try certain things just to see if things live up to the hype. Now, if you've had good soft tissue therapy, you've got that to reference it against. Now, if you've never had a decent massage or anything like that, sometimes you might try some of these products and think they are amazing, think they're really good, because you've got nothing to reference it against. Whereas if you've had decent treatment, you'll know whether it's doing anything near like the kind of relief you're getting from your therapist. So these back rollers have been around for a while. I've had this one for years actually, and I always sort of try and get my clients to maybe get something that could help them between treatments. Now, these sort of racks, they're back racks as they're known as, they tend to sort of help your back go in a nice arch, because our mid-thoracic tends to sink in as we sort of get older and we work in jobs where we're hunched over desks doing office work or driving, or at the moment in modern living, it's our tech, our smartphone. So because we're like this all the time, we are spending a lot of time in this forward posture. So our mid-thoracic, our sternums and that, we tend to sink in and we get that rounded posture. So anything that can do the reverse or help you do the reverse, because you probably know, to correct your posture, you're meant to put your shoulders back, activate your rhomboids between the shoulder blades, get your scapula stabilised. There's things that you're meant to do and we just tend not to do it as we get older. We spend so many hours in that forward posture. So this is a good product, in my opinion, because of how it changes your mid-thoracic region. And I bought this one because it's got nodules on it. And if you look down the centre of that, you can lay your spine in the centre of that. And your spine kind of lays there, but because the nodules and these sort of wheels here are higher, it kind of gets into the spinal erector muscles, can get a bit in the rhomboids, maybe a bit in the lumbar. So I'm a fan of ones like this, and I particularly bought this one because it was strong. This one's spelt back roller, but R-O-L-A. I remember for a while I was trying to recommend this to people and forgot the name of it and forgot they spelt it differently. So there was Googling back roller, as you'd spell roller, E-R. Because that's spelt like that, people were Googling it and this just wasn't coming up. So if you want to have a look at that one, I'm not sure if it's still available, or one similar, I'd recommend one that's like that. And I bought this one because it's strong. It's a very hard plastic. They almost feel like metal, but they're plastic. It's very, very hard. I'm a heavy guy. I go up to 136 kilos, like my heaviest. And, I remember using, there was a make, I can't remember the name of it. There was one like this, it was a wooden rack, just wood colour. And it had these green nodules along it. And I laid on one of those and it made an almighty crack. It didn't look like it had broken or anything like that, but it made a big cracking noise. I've trodden on this one by accident and stood on it, and it's been fine. So it's quite a strong product, in my opinion, for what it is. It's got metal bars supporting it across there. So there's various types like this on the market. I'll pop a video on of me using it or someone using it, just to show you what it does. So you can kind of lay your spine down the center of it, which is fine. The way it puts you in that natural arch, that natural curve is good. But if you are laying on it and you kind of push yourself along, backwards and forwards along it, you can get a little bit of self-massage where these wheels turn. It kind of massages either side of the spine. It gets in there a lot more specific than something like a foam roller, which is just too broad an area. Sometimes if people know what to do, they might be able to get into an area with a ball against a wall or a corner of a door frame. But this is good because you've got a lot more control over where you're massaging, because you can just lay on it, you can move your body around slightly. So these can be useful. Again, anything that's going to change your thoracic and restore a bit of your natural curve to your back for how it should be, I think is a good thing. I use this quite sort of often between having my treatments, which is good. Sometimes I've spent all day bent over my clients working, doing soft tissue therapy. I might have been riding my motorbike, or just been on my phone a little bit too much. And sometimes just to get a release and just to open that sort of that back area out is really good. So I think that is a useful tool. So a little review of this or these products for you. I've seen things pop up recently where you lay on a mat and it's meant to release muscles, and I've tried various ones like that. They don't really do a lot for me, but then, you know, I have regular sports massage and deep tissue therapy every 2 weeks, so I've got a good guy who really gets in and does some good release work. Laying on a mat for me isn't really going to cut it. I'm quite a heavy guy, like I said, so laying on that and rolling along it at my will is really good, because I can kind of feel the areas that I'm getting into, and again, it is just a nice thing to do. But I particularly like the fact that it does change your thoracic, so it does makes you have that natural curve back into your back, because you can do it more in the lumbar and in the lower back. You can do it more in the thoracic region just by changing how far up and how far down you go on it. And I spend a few minutes sort of doing that on the floor when I normally do it. So they're not very expensive. When I bought this one, it was expensive. I think I paid about 120 quid at the time, 110 quid. Because there's so much competition, they've come down and down and down. I have looked at a couple recently. I'm not going to name and shame any other products, but I looked at a couple recently that had a couple of negative reviews. And the review was that someone's bought it for their son, who was a tall, big guy, and a month in, and 2 of the things had broken on it because they were sort of not strong enough plastic. Whereas one like that is quite strong. So depending on your size, you know, and who's going to be using it, you might want to look at a more robust one. But you know, it's just a handy thing to have tucked away somewhere where you can just get it out and use it if you feel like you've had a day rounded. So again, just a little bit of information for you guys of something that can help your bodies, just to correct things that we do, and particularly in modern living, we do spend too long forward. So if you like this video, please can you like and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you found that useful. Jim Murphy for Elite Style Massage. See you next time.